Okay. So let's start. So we have seen how we can typecast the data type of a column based on requirement of the user. Now there are maybe there is a need. Suppose you have to find the list of unique values present in a row, and maybe based on that you want to take some decision. How to do that? There are three different things present over here. One is the list of unique value. One is number of unique values, and one is the number of unique values based on based on each unique value. So these three information, if I want to get, there are three different function we can apply. Very easy. You can simply say, for example, write say count equal to, you've written, say for example I want to get the unique uh, locations present in my dataset. Okay, so what I will do, I will simply write COVID within bracket, definitely the column name, that is locations dot, there is a function unique which will show you, I'm sorry, here is a mistake, I think maybe locations is not there. Let me check. Oh, location, not locations, sorry. Okay, and if you print this count, sorry, you will get, you will get all the locations over here. So one thing we can do, that is, it's basically representing all the locations, all the unique values. So I do one thing, let's take not location, let's take some other, for example continent. That will be, I think, better, because there are a lot of unique values I admitting. Yes. So these are the unique continent present in my dataset. Okay. Now I want to know the number of unique values. Okay. It's very easy again. So it's just I'm copying this again here from here, and I will present here, and instead of in unique I will write n unique. That is the only difference. Okay. And if you just run this, the number of unique values present here. Okay, there are 6 unique values present. But if you want to get how many unique occurrence is there for all these unique values, what we can go, we can have another function here, not unique or any unique, rather we can write here value counts. Okay, and if you just print this, you will see what you are getting. You are getting 1 2 3 4 5 6, all the 6 unique values, and number of occurrence in the row, in the data set where Europe has occurred. Europe has occurred. I mean total 10,488 rows present in the data set for Europe continent. Total 9,559 rows present for Asia, and so on and so forth. So in this way you can see how many unique values present in for each and every unique, you know unique continent or some other column values based on that. Okay, so now let's come to a very vital point, that is, suppose there can be a situation that in your data set, maybe in future you will find that there is a lot of duplicate rows present, but duplicate rows does not make uh, learning significant. So naturally, in that case, we always try to remove those duplicate rows. Okay. So we have to understand how to remove this, right? So, for example, if I take, say, this particular data frame 10, Okay, and what I want, say for example, um, I want to drop the duplicates, drop all the duplicate rows presently. Okay, so presently temp has 2548, and let's see if I have any duplicates or not. So what I can do, I can simply write the data frame name dot drop underscore duplicates. Okay, and if you do this, what you will get, you will get 2548 rows. So that means definitely, there is no duplicate rows actually present here. Okay, let's check with COVID if I have anything else left. No, there is no such duplicate row present over here. So let's do one thing. Let's do one thing. To understand, to realize this, let's take a very simple data frame. Temp equal to, okay, temp equal to, mm, uh, say, for example, only the continent column I'm taking. Continent column. Okay. So within bracket, the continent column. So what will happen in that case? If you print temp, it will print a data frame having all the continents, lot of non-values, but lot of continents has been repeated. So with respect to this temporary data frame, these row number 0, 1, 2, 3, these are all duplicate, right? And now I can try to remove these duplicates. Let's see what will happen. And if you do this, temp dot drop underscore duplicates within bracket, sorry. So if I just run this, what will happen? You see, it has removed all the duplicate content name and kept only one occurrence of that. North America once, Asia once, Africa once, and so on. So as you can see, North America, Asia, Africa, Europe, South America, Oceania. Six six different unique values that already you have seen. But there is one more thing coming, none, because there is also none data present in my data set. So that's why none is also taken considered in my based on original data set, and the first occurrence actually came for each and every duplicate values. For example, the first occurrence of North America is in 0, so that's why 0 remain in the modified data frame, but all the other rows vanished. All the other rows having North America vanished. Similarly, Asia was first occurred in 160 rows, which is not visible here right now, definitely, but it occurred. That's why all other rows having Asia in the as a continent is simply dropped. Anyway, so in this way you can drop the duplicate rows from a data frame. Now, uh, another vital one, that is, there is a situation, can be like you have to group the data frame into uh, different for different type of analysis. For example, let's see. You see over here in this COVID data frame, original data frame, you have total cases for each and every continent, right? Total cases. Now, suppose what I want to know that what is the average of total cases. Okay, average of total cases present in this continent and location. So in that case, what we have to do, we have to go for a special operation on the data frame, which we call group by operation. And how to do this? let's write here, then I'll explain. So the way is that, say for example, again I'm writing 10, okay, and equal to COVID, okay, dot group by, within bracket there will be a square bracket, and here you have to specify those columns on which you are going to group by the whole data frame. For example, in my case, I want to group by continent, location, and date. Okay, sorry, continent and location. Okay, that's all. So if I do this, I will write continent and location. Done. After this, we can keep one more square bracket, and this square bracket is actually, I will put that particular column on which we are going to do the calculation. For example, as I told you that we are to calculate the average total cases with respect to continent and the location in the data frame. So I have to put total cases here, and I want to go for average. So for average there is a function mean that already you have seen. So total cases dot mean, that you can see. Okay, and if you print this, then you see what will happen. You see what you are getting. You are getting in this continent region Africa. Okay, in this continent region Africa, you are, and in these different locations, for example, in Africa continent, in Algeria, average total cases in the dataset was 9,172 point something. Okay, and in the same continent, in another location, it was something else, and so on. Now, definitely here, what we have this is this here. Africa is actually absent in other cases over here, right? Africa is written only once. This is actually we call multi-value data frame. Okay, because we have multiple value here, but for which I have only one value. Okay. Anyway, so now instead of mean, you can calculate the total number of cases as well. So in that case, you have to go for sum. And if you print this, you will see the total number of cases as a whole based on the data set with respect to date and all. Total number of cases was there something like 21 lakh 37,000 some and so on. So after dot you can have different operation over here. Not only sum, even you can go for mean. The minimum number of cases that we had in that region, or the maximum range of cases that we have in the region with respect to continental location, we are doing the group by. Okay, and maybe you know you can say for example, you can say for example, try to group by with respect to two different two different column names as well. It's not only one column. You can keep two different columns. How? In that case, again, as I told you, that you have to put two a list of lists, something like that. Within comma, maybe you can go for another one, say new cases. Okay, new cases. So if you write this, what will happen? Say for example, I want to go for mean again. Okay. So what it will show? It will show, you see, with respect to continent and location. So I group by this continent and location. The total number of cases average in Algeria was 9,172 and new cases in average was 177 point something. But remember, you know, these total cases and new cases came because of these two. But if you keep only one row, I mean only one column, for example, I have not kept this one. Okay, suppose only one column. In that case, if I write this, you see you are not getting any column name here above 9,172. There is no such column name present, right? So that's why, um, you can also write the column name, um something like, I can't remember right now. It is as I can't remember right now. I will show you later. Wait. Anyway, this is all about group by operation. Now, based on your choice, you have to decide. You have to group by which particular columns, and you want to calculate based on which column. So, group by columns and the columns on which you will do the calculate is not same. Remember, we are grouping by continent and location, but we are calculating total number of cases in this particular group by. Okay. Now let's another one, that is, um, if I want to merge two data frames. For example, I have two data frames here. So let's take two data frames taking from the original one. I have said two one temp one. Say for example, I am taking two data frames COVID, where COVID of location. Okay, sorry, continent will be easy, equal to Asia. Okay, and I have taken one more data frame, which is say based on Africa. Okay, so I have two data frames here, and what I want to merge this. So let's just execute this. It's executed. Now here I want to merge. For merging, there are various techniques actually, but I'm not going in detail. I'll just show you one technique for concatenating two data frame. How I can do this? Remember, there is a function concat with pd.concat. So pd.concat, and within this function you have to pass the data frames names in form of a list. So you have to pass temp1, temp2. So these are the two data frame names I have passed in a list. Okay, and then it will basically return a data frame. So I need a data frame name here which will take which where the data frame basically will be returned. So if you just print temp3, you will see that you are getting only from Asia and Africa some 18,491 rows maybe from the based on the original data frame. So this is the way by which you can do the merge. So how we have done the merge? Merge actually row by row. I mean, first a set of a particular data frame and then the next data frame. Since temp1 then temp2, that's why first Asia then Africa. If you put temp2 then temp1, then it will be just opposite. First Africa will come, then Asia. So in which order the data frame, new data frame will be created from the set of data frames. Like not only two, maybe I can have three data frames or four or five, doesn't matter. What order, in which order in the original, in the new data frame the data will come, that depends upon in which order you are writing over here. You have to remember this point. Okay, so now this is one thing, and now so these are all about data frames. Okay, so anyway, this is not the end of the data frame operations, because there are huge number of different operations possible, which is not possible to show you, in a few hours and all. So that's why I have represented only few of them, but only one thing is left. That is a very important thing actually. That is what you can say, lambda function. So we will see now how we can write lambda function. হ্যাঁ বলো।